Okay, we're back, and the news has been revealed. Season 2 of Star Wars Visions has been announced. We're talking May the 4th, Disney Plus. And there's been a few changes, and a massive one obviously being the huge alteration in animation studios. And is this an issue? Like, what's kind of going on here? Because I was so intrigued by the original idea of Star Wars Visions to have all these anime styles be adopted into the world of Star Wars. So why has this changed? Well, let's just get into it. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to build up a little community. But yeah, other than that, just enjoy the video. Off the bat, I would still say that the execution of Star Wars Visions was an amazing take. And if you disagree, that's totally fine. Stylistically, I know a lot of people are going to be more into certain episodes than others. A lot of people might not be into anime at all, or that sort of style, which is totally fine. I know a lot of people can find it very eccentric, very exaggerated, and so this is a complete tonal change. But to me, I love this idea. I'm super into anime, animation, styles, etc. So in fact, I'm pretty much open to all wild ideas, so this was such an interesting concept. It's like the concept of an umbrella lightsaber. Like, it's kind of a weird idea, but I don't know, I just really like it when creators make really weird out-of-the-box decisions. But it wasn't considered fully canon anyways, more bordering on experimentation with the original material. So it was relatively inoffensive to those who really care about the canon material, because it didn't actually affect the overall written universe. It just sort of played with the idea of it. For me, there were a few flaws in the narrative side of things. A lot of the stories didn't bring me in as much as I would have hoped, but you know, that's just a preference thing. I'm sure a lot of people did like those stories. I just wasn't a massive fan of those, but the execution of the art style I was, so I'm in between two minds. But the interesting factor still remains. They've completely scrapped the idea of having an anime style and have opted for a wide range of animation studios. And if you look closely, you'll see Aardman. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars is no longer being made by the people who made Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It's now being animated by the people who made Wallace and Gromit. Now, is this a good idea? Yes. It's Wallace and Gromit! Wallace and Gromit Star Wars, baby! See, my stance on Star Wars Visions still remains the same as it always has, because it's literally just a playground. It's a sandbox where the animators can mess around and do whatever they want in the realm of Star Wars by taking the original material, the original source, and going crazy. And do I think it should be restricted to one style of animation? No! That's just so counterintuitive, and this is an absolutely incredible thing. It's the best thing about this series because it doesn't need to play by the rules. The animation style shouldn't dictate how good a story is because there is a narrative to be told. In fact, the same story can be told through a multitude of styles, and that's the wonderful thing. You can play around with so many of these. So let's actually look at the studios involved with the next season. Let's look at the roundup, and I'll just give my opinion on it because I think this is really interesting. So the first studio we got is Cartoon Salon. They're working on an episode called Screecher's Reach. Off the bat, they know how to use a colour palette. Like, this is so nice. It's a little more minimalist, a little more drawn back, but it allows the animators to explore motion a lot more, which I think is perfect for a series like this. These are just the things they've been commissioned to make, but now that they're making something Star Wars related, they could switch it up completely. So I'm actually really interested to see what a studio like this specifically can do. We've got Studio Elgiri, I mean, they've made some really good stuff, so that's just amazing. Oh, that's cool. So we've got In the Stars by Punk Robot. So it looks like we've got a Spanish studio here. And I'm kind of liking the 3D renders, I'm not going to lie, it's actually quite clean looking. Yeah, that's interesting. So don't be fooled by portfolios, because a lot of these studios, they might make stuff more tailored to children. That absolutely doesn't mean they can't tailor their content to other worlds, to other things. It's just, again, what they've been commissioned to do. So I think a lot of these ones specifically, I'm interested to see how they can change up their style. But I do actually really like these renders. It's really nice looking. I think that's the special thing about this, because you can physically see studios step out of their comfort zone, because these guys, you wouldn't picture them doing a Star Wars series, but they are. So we've got Journey to the Dark Head by Studio Mit. Why do I recognise that? Oh damn, it's a Korean studio. Oh! Okay, so these are the dudes that made Lookism. Oh, okay. Yeah, going from that to Star Wars is going to be interesting. Oh my god. Oh, they did the Dota thing. Okay, yeah. I think these guys will be good at what they do here. Yeah, they have like a big pedigree. I think they'll be fine. From Lookism to Star Wars, who would have thought? Not me. La Cachette sounds French. They're making The Spy Dancer. No idea what that could be about. Presumably a boffin spy. that likes to dance. I'm actually a massive sucker for like French animation studios. I think like they're so good, they're so talented, and like a lot of the stuff they make is so underrated. There's something about the French animation like I am a massive fan of. I love their style. Yeah, it's just so nice. Thing is, I'm not gonna hate any of these animation studios because I can't draw. I can barely draw a stick man, so I can't say anything bad against these guys if I can't do any better. Like 88 pictures, okay, Indian company, let's go. So they've got 3D renders. We're actually looking at a nice variety here, because if we have a studio that's doing 3D, some studios that are doing 2D, and just completely mixing up the sort of style of animation and the type of rendering, I think, you know, adding the variety to it, it just adds so much more, because obviously variety of studios, variety of styles, like that's what Visions is all about. And they're working on the Bandit of Golak. I can't pronounce that at all, but it seems to be a Japanese studio. Okay. So we do have some anime involved, you know, they haven't completely dished out. They're just adding more to it, they're adding variety, and I think that's amazing. Still keep them in, I think everyone deserves a shot. Like, it's great Disney decided to have one anime episode, because that's where they started. Oh, that's such an interesting style. It's a really nice blend of like 2D, 3D renders. Kind of minimalist, it's giving me that sort... Hang on, that kind of reminds me of that YouTuber. What's his name? I have to look this up, I can't remember his name. James Lee. James Lee, he's so sick. Very sick. I don't know, it's just kind of that shot of the weekend, it kind of reminded me of like that frame from his Adobe video. Yeah, their episode is called The Pit. Maybe it's Sarlacc related? Maybe there's just a giant hole somewhere. And Triggerfish Animation, African studio. Okay. Yeah, they're traveling everywhere. They're literally going all over the world, just oh, do you want to be a part of our team? Come on in. Oh, okay, so it's similar to the sort of minimalist style we got at the start, more 3D renders. Not a massive fan of that style, but like, again, I just want to see the potential. I look at these portfolios and I'm like, okay, they've worked on this type of thing, but it's about seeing where they can go. It's about seeing what they can become, like how they can approach the story of Star Wars. It's going to be interesting. I'm never going to say that they're going to be bad, because you just don't know what they can pull out of the bag. Of course, we have to leave the big boys until last. Aardman! Big up my claymation brothers. Yeah, they're making a short called I Am Your Mother. Do I even need to show you Aardman? Oh, I'll go on to it anyway. Yeah. Like, Aardman, they're so clear. Like, they're so good, and they've been going on for such a long time. Oh my god, this is obviously the one I'm most excited about, because it's like Wallace and Gromit, and their sort of style has resonated since my childhood, so seeing them tackle Star Wars, complete tonal change, completely different. I'm so down. I'm so excited, oh my god. Yeah, overall, I just say this is an amazing lineup. Like, it's got such a great direction in terms of what it wants. It knows what it wants to be, and that is just wild. Like, Visions is just crazy. Again, it's a playground. You've got all these different studios coming in to just make these different stories, and I think this is a beautiful place to do it. It's a great platform to just generate new ideas and to bring eyes and ears to different studios, different styles, and it gets people interested in loads of different works from different countries. So this is like so good. I actually like, I just love this idea, man. I really love this idea. There's so many incredible artists out there. This is just lovely. This is the versatility I'm really into. So yeah, overall, I'm just gonna end it there. This idea is amazing. The concept is sick, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So consider me hyped for it. And yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe. It means a lot. I love what I do. Yeah. Take care, guys.